Welcome to Success from Scratch, your place for innovation, creativity, and the blueprint of success from peak performers just like you. Welcome to Success from Scratch, episode number 44, and my special guest today is Dale Erwin from the Fort Worth market. Dale, welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here too, because I'm going to start labeling you Mr. Video.
Okay, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
I love video.
Well, I know you have a big class coming up Monday that you're teaching on video. Tell us a little bit about that.
So it's kind of an introductory class where we're going to talk a little bit about using video in your business, whether it be BombBomb or Facebook Live or Facebook videos. And then everyone that comes is going to get to actually have a professional video shoot done at a studio. So they'll have a little 45-second professional intro video to their business.
That's awesome.
Great.
So I can't wait to hear more about that. And so let's get into it. On this video, we're going to start podcasting that as well. We're going to start taking the audio and podcasting that into iTunes and
very cool.
So that's
I was just talking to these guys about doing a podcast.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so that's going to be our 2019 Make It Better initiative for this series. Well, so 27 years in real estate, lots of experience, lots of success. What did you do before real estate?
So everyone always asks me that, and I go, I was a child abuse investigator for the state of Texas.
Wow.
I was the guy that went out and said, hey, you're beating your kid, hey, you've done this or that, and took those kids away and put them into foster care.
So you were working for the state, taking care of children, which is a big, from the heart.
Oh, I love that job. I love that job. It was great. No advancement. I've always been entrepreneurial, but I would probably do it today if I could make money, and I still do a lot of stuff with children's charities and things.
Yeah, to protect the children. That's yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's a blessing. And from sad events, though, getting them into a better place.
And the sad events, the really sad part to me about that was when you had the 10-year-old kid that had just been dreadfully abused, screaming, I want my mama, as we were taking him away.
Right.
And I won't talk about the parents' reaction because it's like, take that kid.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right. Well, so you transitioned from that into real estate.
Right.
27 years later, your best year ever, you sold 204 homes with yourself and 3 staff.
Yep.
That had to be a pretty productive year.
I was very busy. Yeah. My daughter was about 5 at the time, so she just kind of started school. My wife was a stay-at-home mom, which was great. I mean, that's a great thing. And I just basically worked all the time.
Yeah, and got through that. But now you're kind of more at a more normal pace. But tell us some of the things that you've learned through the 27 years that make a difference in real estate. I know we want to talk about your mentoring, and you're mentoring hundreds of folks over the years and actively 30 with us, but what are some of those traits that have helped you build that business from 0 to where you are today?
So, mentoring and teaching and training is a passion of mine, and I think that's because, and this may not be exactly what you asked me, but when I started at a large independent office, and had I not had the agents around me that were so supportive and so helpful, I probably wouldn't be here today. And that's the office culture is so important to me. And as the industry has transitioned, culture is so hard to maintain in an office because people don't come to the office. You're not there to sit around the water cooler, but you're not even there to interact as much with other people. So I try to embrace that and try to do that as best I can with the new experienced, whoever, agents that are there, because I think that's super important.
Got it. What about yourself personally? Do you have a morning routine? Do you have a system that you follow?
So I loved it. I until probably 4 or 5 years ago, I was always, oh no, I'm the fly by the seat of pants kind of guy. I get up, I do this. But I realized something. I really do have a routine. I'm out of my house every day by 7:30. I'm listening to an audiobook, a podcast or something from 7:30 to 8:15. I call people back 8:15 to 9 o'clock. Then I usually go teach a class or something somewhere. Right. So yeah, I have way more of a routine than I like to think I have.
Right.
And that was a real realization, even after 20 years in this business, that I have a routine, because I was never that guy. It's not me. But yeah, I have a routine. Usually I go to lunch almost every day at 11:30. I'm pretty rigid about that. Normally, I'm either with another agent, a client, somebody.
So use that time to be productive with a relationship building with somebody.
Absolutely, whether it's an agent or a client. And then after that, I'm either doing a class, or I'm following up, or I'm showing houses, or I'm setting up listing appointments.
Right.
And
Good.
yeah.
So are there traits that you see in yourself or others that distinguish those from that are going to be wildly successful from those that are just going to be average? Are there things you see that they do differently?
Yeah. I don't want to say it's all mindset, because it's not just mindset. Probably my biggest frustration is a mentor to new agents. This will get there. When they come in and they're like, oh, their vision is, I'm going to go hop in the car, drive around, and make a ton of money.
Right.
They are so wrong.
Right.
And if they don't have that drive and realize that this is a business, and that they've got to do things like lead generate, prospect, they're never going to make it. And I try to help get them over that hump, but there are some people you just can't get over that hump.
Right.
So that's probably my biggest frustration with that. But if you've got someone that comes in that drives and realizes that this is a lead generation business, a prospecting business, you have to get educated, and you have to have realistic expectations on the return on your investment starting a business.
Right.
I was talking to an agent the other day, and I'm like, dude, you can't, well, actually, he couldn't afford to pay his board dues. Right. Well, we should do a better job as an industry at saying, okay, you're going to go get your license. Now you're going to have to spend this money to get started. So.
Yeah, the startup cost of any business.
Absolutely.
So do you see some of those things, whether they're new or mid-career or long-term, are there certain aspects that are common amongst all top performers?
A certain drive.
Yeah.
I think a schedule, which we just talked about, is way more important than we make it sound, or that we like to think we have. That's why the realization to me was so amazing. You've got to be scheduled. I also think this industry's changed a lot in 27 years. I mean, we have a computer MLS. Oh wait, we have the internet now that we didn't used to have. Right. We as agents have to be proficient at so many different things, that if you're not constantly learning,
right,
you're not going to succeed.
So lifelong learning is an aspect that you've seen.
Absolutely. Lifelong, you have to be lifelong learning, because this business changes all the time.
Yeah, no, it's funny, because you and I have been, we have quite a bit of experience, and some of the younger folks coming in have a lot of technology skills. What has always inspired me about you is you keep up with your technology skills, and are actually teaching the video class on Monday, which, demonstrates that lifelong learning, because we can all learn and stay up to speed with all the new tools, regardless of our age.
Oh, absolutely. And you have to do that to stay and survive in real estate.
Yeah, to stay relevant.
Correct.
Continue to innovate and be relevant in the market today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, so tell us a little bit about your own systems. How do you keep track of your database? How do you follow through? Give us some of those tactics.
So I'm probably one of those people that has done this a long time. Boy, I wished I would have kept better track of my previous clients and past clients. I'd have thousands of them by now. We started with 3x5 cards. Well, those have since gotten lost in many office moves. I put some people in a database, one of those old-fashioned ones. I used Outlook for a while. Well, I'm really bad. So I now have them into a CRM. I'm basically using KV Core.
Right.
I use my phone a lot for my contacts.
Right.
I sometimes will just random call past clients, customers, friends out of my phone. I try to do 4 or 5 of those every single day. I'm probably fitting it in, but somewhere in between.
But you're time blocking it for 4 or 5 days.
Absolutely. The other thing that I just discovered, we're going to talk about our TC guy, is I don't have an assistant now. I don't do tons and tons of transactions, but I hate paperwork. I'm horrible at paperwork. So at JP, we have a transaction coordinator light program. All I do is send all my documents to him, and he texts or emails me every day going, dude, you forgot this. Oh, you missed an initial here. It has been the best time saver that I've done in the past 6 months.
So,
We'll never do without it.
yeah, one of the things I wrote in our blog the other day was how to, automate, delegate, or eliminate. And so you figured a great way out how to delegate something that is not value added.
It's probably saving me 4 hours a transaction. I'm not exaggerating.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm horrible at that.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, let's go into your mentorship a little bit. I know you've, over the years, mentored hundreds of agents from being a broker owner yourself to now being one of our top mentors here at JP. What do you enjoy about mentoring?
I like the newer agent. Mm-hmm. I like to be there to help them with all of their really, really goofy questions, or probably more important than help them is direct them where they can go find some of their own answers.
Right.
I love hearing the same, oh my God, I'm writing a contract, what do I do now?
Right.
I like the teaching in a group of those same guys too, and trying to teach them that they can be an individual. They don't have to be a little robot in the business, and I think that's what will make them successful. Also, the discipline. They've got. I mean, one of the biggest misconceptions they have is, oh gosh, I'm self-employed. I don't have to do this. I can get up at 10:30 in the morning and then go to lunch at 11:30 and then I'll go pick up my kids at 3:30. You've got to develop some discipline and some routines, and I like helping them with that. And I have a different perspective again, because my routine, I didn't really realize I had one, though I'd had one for years until just a few years ago. So.
That was funny when you get into that routine. It really provides you freedom.
Oh, absolutely.
The routine gives you the freedom, even though some people resist. Well, so what an amazing story. What parting words would you leave the audience of one success tip, one mindset tip, one thing that you would leave the audience with that would really stand out?
Two things, kind of. Be a lifelong learner. Get Audible. Audible's great. We're in our car all the time. Listen to books all the time. Jeb Blount, Fanatical Prospecting, and Sales EQ. Those are my two latest ones anyway.
What were those two again?
Jeb Blount, Fanatical Prospecting.
Okay, Fanatical Prospecting.
And Sales EQ. That has some subtitle, but really, really good books. And have fun. This business is stressful. It can be, we're dealing with people's emotions, but have fun. Make it fun and be yourself. Yeah. Different strokes for different folks. So.
Yeah, so there you have it. Well, it's amazing to have you on the show today. Appreciate you coming out.
Oh, not a problem.
And we'll see you soon on another episode of Success from Scratch.